Yeah, boom, boom.
The animated superhero genre has considerably seen plenty of growth over recent years, as evidenced by plentiful Spider-Verse films, not to mention 2024's X-Men 97 and the two-part animated adaptation of Watchmen. Gladly in 2021, that maturation process resulted in the genre-defining adaptation of Invincible. Season 2 remained strong and even challenged the idea of superhero fatigue. In its third season, the season we are all going to be discussing today, shows that Invincible perpetually shows why it's a modern-day Saturday morning cartoon for adults who grew up watching Saturday morning cartoons like Batman, the animated series. With its intense action, emotional storytelling, and brutal consequences, this season keeps pushing the boundaries of what a superhero series can be. So, without much to waste, let's jump into this analysis of Season 3 of Invincible. After the devastating events of Season 2, Mark Grayson is more determined than ever to become stronger, to be the hero he believes the world needs. But that's easier said than done. Invincible Season 3 continues to prove why it's one of the most compelling animated shows out there, and I'm all here for it. Imagine your dad just tried to murder you and you two have this huge fight that ends up killing thousands of others in the process. I'd be questioning my morality. The ghosts of his past, the pressure of being Earth's protector, and the looming Viltrumite threat weigh on him. Invincible maintains its mature storytelling and stunningly nostalgic animation that has made it one of the decade's best comic book adaptations, advancing its heroes and villains in meaningful ways that have me excited about the future of the series. Still, it also, at times, left me wondering about the overarching plot that even fans who are unfamiliar with the comic, me being one of them, can see forming from a mile away.
Check one, check.
Still, while I could endlessly praise Invincible Season 3 for its thematic consistency throughout, I found myself frustrated at times when the series refused to advance its overarching plot in any significant way. Ever since Viltrumite warrior Anissa, voiced by Chantel Van Santen, came to Earth to kick Mark's butt and convince him to take up his world-conquering duties late in Season 2, little progress has been made on the front of what promises to be an intergalactic war. Season 3 doesn't waste time reminding us that the Viltrumites are still out there, and they haven't forgotten about Mark. Anissa's brutal visit in Season 2 was just the beginning. The war is coming, and Mark knows it. But what makes this season so gripping is how it balances this inevitable battle with smaller, but equally intense conflicts. Now, one of Invincible's biggest strengths has always been its willingness to explore what it truly means to be a hero with Mark, desperate not to become his violent, world-conquering father, while Cecil feels he doesn't have the luxury to worry about personal morality. After 2 seasons of mystery, viewers actually gain a glimpse into Cecil's backstory, which not only helps to understand his character better, but also serves as some of the season's best moments. Speaking of some of the season's best moments, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the opening 7 minutes of the 3rd episode, which contains no dialogue. Instead, audiences watch as 2 down-on-their-luck villains attempt to rob a bank, fail to reform themselves as working-class citizens, and ultimately return to a life of crime, as a melancholic needle drop tugs at the heartstrings. It's something few other shows in the genre could get away with, yet it serves as just another reminder of what makes Invincible great. However, to me, it isn't just about who's right and wrong. You can comprehend them both because even if you think Cecil's right, in the big picture, you would probably feel different about it if you were Mark. He saw them murdering people. I'm talking about none other than D.A. Sinclair, of course, a character introduced into the show near the end of the first season, in episode 6. Most people in Mark's shoes would also feel like this government guy was manipulating you into doing his work for him while he straight up lied to you. And then you find out that he put a weapon inside your head, which is understandable from Cecil's point of view, but again, if you were Mark, you would be pretty mad about it. The entirety of the show pulls this off very well, getting fans excited with plot twists like this. This season gives us deeper looks into characters like Debbie, who continues to grapple with raising Oliver and a biological brother to Mark, on Omni-Man's part, and seeing that growth was indeed something else. Her character development was so good. The way she deals with Oliver changes throughout the season is great. Seeing her navigate her own relationship was also excellent to see, along with Rex-Splode, who surprisingly gets one of the most compelling arcs this season. Rex was a very relatable character, and seeing him grow this season from being a bit of a douche to a well-rounded person overall is an exciting character to watch for sure. The episode with the different marks and him leaving without shrinking Ray, I knew spelled disaster for Rex. Even his name is cool, Rex is about to. She watches Mark's brutal fight against Conquest on television and later joins him, only to get hand-beamed straight through her gut. Gladly, that meant she had full access to her power, as it has only occurred twice, both times with her almost dying. After they both defeat Conquest, she visits him at the hospital. Further, Debbie engaged in an emotional conversation with Mark, where she blamed herself for him being thrown into his superhero career. However, Mark tells her to not worry, that it is not her fault, and that she did everything right. It wouldn't be without jaw-dropping animation, and Season 3 does not disappoint. Every punch feels brutal, every moment of destruction is impactful, and the quiet, emotional scenes hit just as hard. It feels like watching Dragon Ball Z, taking me back to the old days when I was a kid. This season sure is fantastic. And of course, we have to talk about the insane voice cast. With talent like Stephen Yeun, J.K. Simmons, Sandra Oh, and Walton Goggins, the performances are top tier. And this season introduces even more amazing voices, with Aaron Paul, Simu Liu, and Kate Mara adding to the already stacked lineup, along with my personal favorite Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Conquest, who absolutely killed it. The way he spoke with Mark carried so much weight, at one point I wondered how Mark got out of that brutal beating alive. So does Season 3 live up to expectations? Absolutely. It deepens its characters, builds on its complex themes, and sets up an even bigger conflict for the future. So it's some of the best storytelling in the superhero genre right now. What do you think? Did Season 3 blow you away, or are you waiting for the bigger battles to come? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite shows.